Okay, so we will be working on the exercise. I think binigay ko naman sa class yung dimensions and the figure that we are trying to make. So let's get to it. So, okay, once you install your VCarve, open the program, VCarve Pro. Tapos, new file tayo. So when you start the new file, you will see ito, job setup. This is similar, kumbaga kung gagawa kayo ng, um, let's say, document like Microsoft Word, for example. Ito yung paper size, page setup, yung mga ganun. So, iset muna natin to before we can start working. So, the shape or the figure that we are building is 200 by 150 millimeters. So, siguro, gawa lang tayo ng slightly larger. Maybe we can start with 250 by say 200 mm. Make sure na naka-millimeters ha. Click nyo dito yung millimeters. And then the material thickness, binigay ko rin to. This should be uh, set at 15 millimeters. So set natin as 15 mm thickness. Make sure the zero reference is uh, for the z-axis is at the top kasi pwedeng bottom, pwedeng top, no? The reason for this, very important, is that dapat pareho tayo ng understanding ng machine. The machine sets the zero reference of the material or the wood in this case to be the top portion of the material. So ito yung z equals 0 natin. For the xy, so technically speaking, we can actually set different xy original positions. Pero for purposes of our class, ang susundin natin convention ay bottom left. I will explain better when you get to use the machine kasi mas maintindihan nyo doon. But for now, please use XY origin position as bottom left. Now, yung origin offset, this refers to parang some type of margin. For now, please make sure na naka-uncheck. Mas madali din kasi practicality sa paggamit ng machine na hindi siya naka-check. So wala tayong origin offset, walang scaling, and units should be in millimeters. So please review 250, 200, 15, Z at the top, XY is bottom left, millimeters. Pag okay na yan, click OK. So, siguro at this point, logical naman that we will start with making the rectangle. So, click this function under create vectors. Third function, it's draw rectangle. So, click lang natin yon and then click and drag para makagawa ng rectangle. Tapos, we can set the dimensions of the rectangle here sa left portion ng screen. So, ang requirement natin is 200 by 150. Okay? So, and then click apply and then you will see, isi-set niya siya sa tamang dimensions. Now, para lang makita niyo din, if you want to play around, pwede nating ibahin yung corner type. So, for example, dito, naka-square type lang tayo, which is the most common naman usually when we work with wood and other materials. Pwede nyo ring i-try. So, try nyo to. Radius external, then set nyo sa 10 mm. Click apply. So, you will see yung rounded edges. Diba? Pwede rin, try nyo itong internal, click apply. Mukha naman siyang frame, di ba? May mga purpose yung mga yan kung bakit. Ako typically, I actually use radius internal. Pero mas madali talaga muna mag-square kasi the reason is pag naka-square edge tayo or square corner, meron pa tayong point dito that we can snap to. Mamaya pakita nyo yung function ng snap. So, for this exercise, select square, 200 by 150, then click apply. Tapos close na natin. Okay, so you have your rectangle. Now, if you want to move your vector or your shape, single click selects the vector. Second click allows you to drag it dun sa mga points na yan. So, pwede nyo siyang igalaw. Usually, we put all our drawings sa bottom left corner. Pero siguro allow a little bit of space para naman hindi sagad sa material natin. Pero this also has to do with the XY reference as I mentioned earlier dun sa job setup. Okay, so nag-draw naman tayo ng next shape. Let's work on the circle naman. Dito sa create vector, the first function here is draw circle. So, click natin yon. Same with rectangle. Drag lang tayo ng circle. Tapos, iset na lang natin. Diba? Ang diameter dun sa ating given problem or example is 50 mm. Make sure diameter siya, hindi radius. Kung gusto niyo mag-radius, pwede naman. You set radius at 25. So, okay, so let's set at 50. Click apply. Then okay na. Tapos, dun sa ating reference drawing, nakalagay na dapat yung circle natin, yung center ng circle natin ay 50 mm from the top edge and 50 mm from the left edge. Okay, we can do it in using several ways. Like for example, pwede nyong iset yung axis or location points ng bawat shape. Pero sa akin, personally, ang pinakamabilis na ginagawa ko ay gumagamit ako ng additional shapes to set reference points. So for example, in this case, gusto ko 50 mm siya from top, from the left. So gagawa ako ng 50 by 50 na box. So gawa tayo ng rectangle, or well, actually square. Set natin siya at 50 by 50. Then we click apply. Then close. Tapos si VCarve, meron siyang auto snap kasi. So try nyo. So click the shape, second click, pwede nyo nang i-drag yung shape, di ba? It automatically snaps or dumidikit siya dun sa corner. Basta merong common point. So halimbawa, ayan, makikita nyo automatic, dumidikit siya dun sa corner. Ibig sabihin, sure tayo na itong point na to ay 50 from the top and 50 from the left, correct? Okay. So, ngayon, yung circle naman yung drag natin. Gusto natin, itong center point ng circle, nakasnap dito. Okay, so drag lang natin, hintayin natin tumikit, automatic naman siya didikit. Ayan. Pag medyo huminto na siyang gano'n, check nyo, nag-snap naman siya. So now, I am confident na yung bilog na ito, yung center niya ay nasa 50 by 50. So we can now delete this vector. So select nyo lang and then press delete on your keyboard. Okay. Let's work on the other rectangle. So yung rectangle dito is 70 by 20. So set na lang natin yan. Same as the previous rectangle. So set natin at 70 by 20. Click apply and then okay. Now yung location naman niya is 20 by 30 from the right corner. So gawa naman tayo ng 20 by 30 na rectangle. So 20 by 30. Apply, close, and then drag, snap sa top right. Then ito naman, ang isa-snap naman natin dito yung top right corner niya dun sa bottom left corner ng referencing rectangle natin. Okay? There you go. So, ayan, dinelete ko lang yung reference rectangle dito. So, this is actually what the shape should look like. Diba? Ito na yung meron tayo. Now, dagdagan lang natin ng text sa baba so that you can experience yung paglagay ng text. So dito, so gamitin natin ito. Sorry, hindi ko napakita ito. The function below draw circle is draw text. So lagay lang tayo ng text dito. Use your nickname. So for me, I will use Bino, for example. Tapos piliin nyo itong single line. No? Yung TrueType kasi, ito yung mga fonts na medyo mas complicated. Single line yung parang pwede mo siyang isulat ng pencil o ballpen as single line lang. So for example, ito yung yung makikita niyo yung choices dito. Pero yung mga TrueType, for example, mga Comic Sans ganun. Hindi kasi siya madaling i-draw. Hindi siya single line drawing lang. So mag single line drawing tayo, pili na kayo ng font. I will use Helvetica as the default. Tapos set natin siguro ang text height natin at 30 mm. Tapos click apply. So you should have this text should appear here. Lagyan nyo lang dyan sa gitna. Estimate na lang. Okay? Close na natin to since tapos tayo sa text function. Now, if you want this vector to be at the center of this vector, at least horizontally, pwede naman, no? So, select natin yung text. Hold nyo yung shift button sa inyong keyboard. Tapos, select natin itong vector na to. Then, you can use edit, align selected objects, tapos center horizontally. Okay, nakita niyo gumalaw ng konti yung letter. So, ulitin natin para mas maintindihan nyo. Ilayo natin to para i-exaggerate ko yung layo para makita nyo. So, ayan. So, ayan, obviously, hindi siya naka-center. No? Select natin yung item na gusto nating i-center. Shift, tapos yung reference vector natin. And then, edit, align selected objects, center horizontally. And obviously, nakita nyo naman may mga ibang align options. No? Pwede kayong mag-align dito. Ayan, you can explore that by yourself. So for now, ayan, okay na. So now, I have the design, pero wala pa tayong program, technically speaking. Ano ba yun? So, kasi ang ginagawa natin dito, we are using an external program para gumawa ng design na i-fit natin dun sa CNC machine natin. So, kailangan meron tayong common understanding. So, gagawa natin ng program or set of commands. Gagamitin natin ito. Nakikita nyo dito sa top right, meron ditong tab or button na nakalagay toolpath. So, click natin yon, makikita nyo yung mga toolpath operations. Ibig sabihin ng toolpath, literally, it's the path that the tool will take when cutting your material. Okay, so sige. Before that, iset muna natin into layers yung ating mga vectors. So if, for example, some of you may be using Photoshop already or other design software, alam niyo yung importance ng layers, di ba? Gagamitin natin yon dito kasi the layers allow us to work on separate items na magkakagroup na magkakapareho. Dito medyo hindi masyado gets kasi isang object lang per layer ang gagawin natin. Pero if you have more complex designs, maybe I can show you in the next sessions kung saan sobrang dami ng vectors, nakakalito na kung anong klaseng cut ba yung gagawin sa kanila. So, practice natin ngayon yung paggawa ng layer. So, in this exercise, gagamit tayo ng cutting, ng hole making, tsaka ng pocket making. Meron din tayong additional na pang-apat, which is yung text. So, we have cut, hole, pocket, and then text. So, sige, set muna natin. So, select a vector. So, in my case, select muna natin tong outer. This will be our cut layer. Select nyo siya, and then right-click, and then move to layer, new layer. Lagay pangalanan natin na cut. This will be the cut layer. Kulayan natin para alam natin na nagbago yung layer niya. So, let's set it at color blue. Okay? So, magiging blue na siya. Ayan. Then, do the same for the other. So, ito, this will be our hole. So, i-move natin sa new layer. Tatawagin natin hole. Kulayan natin ng red. This will be our pocket. Move natin. Move to layer. New layer. Pocket. Kulayan natin ng green. Ayan, bright green. Itong text, i-move din natin. Move to layer. New layer. Tawagin natin text. Set natin ang color pink. Ayan. So you now have 4 layers and it will make more sense pag ginawa na natin ng toolpath. So, gawa tayo ng toolpath. So here, click the toolpath button sa right, lalabas ito. Gawa tayo ng, unahin natin siguro yung hole. So let's start by choosing this create profile toolpath. Okay. So dito, makikita nyo, starting depth natin would be at 0. Cutting depth natin, since we are to make a hole on a 15mm thick wood, dapat yung cutting depth natin mas malalim ng konti dun sa full thickness ng material. So, I set it at 16, which is 1mm deeper than 15mm. So, this makes me comfortable o kumbaga sure ako na mabubutas siya pag ganun. Now, select your tool. Makikita nyo dito, tool end mill. Sa akin nakalagay 4mm. I assume sa inyo, dahil kaka-install nyo lang ng software, wala pa kayo niyang tool end mill 4mm. So, sige, tuturo ko sa inyo kung paano gawin. So, select your tool. Tapos, makikita nyo dito sa end mill, sa metric end mill, you probably have 3, 6, and 12 lang. Diba? Kasi ako na nagdagdag ng 4mm. Yung ating CNC kasi 4mm yung cutting tool niya. So, what I did was, yung end mill 3mm, click nyo yon, tapos make a copy. Okay, once you make a copy, puntahan nyo yon, and then i-edit nyo yung information na to para maging 4mm siya. Copy my settings. So, dito yung settings ko is end mill. Ito yung gayahin yung setting. So, within your 3mm copy, make end mill 4mm. Tool type is end mill. Geometry is 4mm, obviously. Pass depth is 2mm. Step over 1.6mm, 40%. Spindle speed, 12,000. Feed rate, 60. Plunge rate, 10. Tool number 1, kasi, well, hindi masyadong importante kasi yung CNC natin, isa lang naman yung tool holder niya. Some other CNC machine kasi pwede mag-hold ng maraming tools. So, ito muna tayo sa atin. So, pakicopy ito. I will explain siguro in the next sessions na lang or when we get to use the machines kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga functions na yun. Basta for now, pakicopy yung settings. So you can pause kung gusto nyo i-pause para matignan nyo kung ano yung mga settings. Then click apply and then okay. So yun na yung dapat nakalabas dito sa inyo. Your tool should be end mill for mm. Okay. Now, the next step. Sa profile toolpath, meron tayong three options. We can either let the cutting tool pass outside the material or outside the drawing rather. Outside the drawing, inside the drawing, or on the drawing itself. Now, ako, gusto kong gumawa ng accurate 50 mm hole gamit itong vector na ito. So, should I use outside, inside, or on? Imagine niyo yung circle nandito, tapos ito yung cutting tool. So, paano ko magiging 50 mm na accurate yung butas? Then, ano sa tingin nyo? Okay, sige. For holes, accurate size ng holes, we choose inside. Kasi ibig sabihin nito, yung aalisin lang nating material, nasa loob lang ng shape. Ibig sabihin, yung matitira, yung shape mismo, which is exactly 50 mm. So for holes, we choose inside. This is very important kasi ito is sa mga common mistakes when using the CNC or this VCarve. So use inside. Direction can be climb or conventional, doesn't really matter. Pero siguro climb na lang for uniformity. Tapos dito, i-select natin. Dito na maglalabas yung paggamit natin ng layer. So, kita nyo to. So, yung vector selection, click that selector. Select open vectors, select closed vectors. Tapos, only on selected layers. Kaya natin ginawa layers kanina. So, select natin yung whole. Yan, check lang whole. And then close. So, you will see siya na lang yung naka-highlight. So, we are sure that the toolpath we are making now only applies to this layer. Okay. Pangalanan natin ang whole para hindi tayo makalimot. So dito yan, sa name, just rename it to whole. Yan yung pagiging pangalan ng toolpath na to. We now add tabs. Yung tabs, ito, check nyo muna to. Then, yung tabs, nilalagay natin siya para merong konting material na matitira doon sa ating wood at hindi agad matanggal yung hole. So for example, if we are machining, bubutasin natin to, no? Meron tayong matitira kasi na mas maliit na circle sa loob, which pwedeng tumalsik, pwedeng gumalaw, pwedeng mabali yung bit natin. But by adding tabs, magkakaroon tayo ng konting materials that holds on to the waste part ng butas na yan para hindi siya agad matanggal. So for now, copy nyo muna yung settings ko. My setting is 4 mm length, 6 mm thickness, meaning ayan yung dimension ng single tab na idadagdag natin. So for now, gayan nyo muna 4x6 and then click edit tab. So when I edit tab, makikita nyo, lalabas yung tab dito. So since circle naman siya, usually pag circle, ginagawa ko 3 tabs lang. So lagay tayo ng constant number 3 na tab, tapos add tab. Yung tab na ito, ayan, nakikita nyo naman na meron tatlong lumabas. Actually, pwede ko namang hindi ginawa yan. Pwede lang ako mag-click dito at magkakaroon siya ng tab. Pag nag-click ako dito, magkakaroon siya ng tab. Pag kinlik ko yung tab na yan, madidelete ko siya. Pag dinrag ko yung tab na yan, pwede ko rin i-move. Okay? Pero yun, okay naman yung default niya na first 3, so okay na yan. Accept na lang natin siya. And then, pag okay na tayo sa number of tabs, we click close. Okay, siguro mas maintindihan nyo pag kinalculate na natin. So, please check your settings, 0, 16, end mill 4 mm inside, climb, add tab 4 mm, 6. Make sure meron kayong tab dito. And then, hole, tapos nakaselect yung layer. So, we calculate. Okay, bibigyan nyo tayo ng warning, no? Sabihin niya, 15 mm lang yung material mo, bakit 16 mm yung cutting depth mo? Ibig sabihin, the toolpath will cut through the material, which is what we want. So actually, okay lang. Basta, make sure lang na meron tayong sacrificial layer, which we have in the lab. So okay lang yan. Click OK. Tapos bibigyan niya kayo ng preview ng kahoy nyo. Okay, if you want to simulate kung ano yung cut na mangyayari, you can click this, ito, preview toolpath. And papakita niya sa iyo kung anong mangyayari when you cut. Ayan. So nakita nyo. Here, kita nyo yung tatlong tab na sinasabi ko kanina. Tapos actually, if you want to view this in a 3D manner, pwede kayong mag-click and drag and ayan. Makikita nyo. You can use yung control button. Right now, I'm pressing the control button on my keyboard. Tapos scroll up, scroll down sa inyong mouse. Control and drag, pwede nyo rin gamitin para ma-move. So, ayan, makikita nyo. So, masilip nyo yung tab. So, ang mangyayari, when we do this in the machine, may matitira na ganyan, puputulin na lang natin yan manually ng lagaran. Kasi kung wala yung tab na yan, pwedeng tumalisik itong piece na to at may masaktan or may mabaling cutting tool bit. Okay? So, sige, zoom out na natin ulit, control and scroll down. Tapos balik na natin sa normal view. Ito, click nyo lang dito. Okay, balik tayo. So, let's continue. So, we now have one toolpath. Ito yung hole. Close na natin siya. Gawin natin yung second toolpath. I suggest sunod natin yung pocket. So, gamitin niyo yung katabi ng profile. This is the one. Create a pocket toolpath. So, sa pocket toolpath, ibig sabihin ng pocket, uubusin natin yung material, pero hindi siya sagad hanggang ilalim. May matitira. Kumbaga, naka-carve lang siya, parang gano'n. So, ang sinet natin na cutting depth dito is 10 mm lang. Make sure the end mill for mm is still selected. You can use offset or raster, pero siguro offset na lang, so we can use the default. Select the vector. So, select open, select closed. Only on selected layer, which is our pocket layer. So, ma-highlight naman siya agad. Close. Make sure to rename this pocket. Then, calculate. And then, when you calculate again, kung gusto nyo, pwede nyo i-preview. You will see, ayun yung ginawa niya. Inubos niya yung material, pero hindi sagad sa ilalim. Kung ano lang yung depth. Since sinet lang natin siya as 10 mm depth, yun lang yung gagawin niya. Okay? Ibalik na natin sa normal. Okay. Okay, next toolpath. Gawa natin ng toolpath yung text. So, siguro let's just use profile toolpath. So, let's use the profile toolpath to cut the text or to carve the text on the piece of wood. So, profile toolpath. Ang depth siguro set lang natin at 5 mm maybe. 5 mm lang, hindi masyadong malalim. Just enough para lumabas yung letters. Cutting tool is end mill for mm pa din. Now, this time, since ang gusto ko, yung mismong letters na ito yung kinakarve niya, I would choose on. Ibig sabihin, on the vector itself, dadaanan niya talaga mismo ito. Doon dadaan yung yung tool natin. So, on the vector itself, wala nang kailangan tab kasi wala naman tayo tatanggalin ng material dyan or piece or shape. So, on, no tabs. Select natin yung text. Select open, select closed. Only on selected layers. Text. Close. And then, pangalanan natin ito ng text. And then, calculate. So, pag kinalculate natin and then preview, ayan, makikita nyo. So, tinetrace niya yung pangalan ko. And, yeah, you can, again, ikot-ikot para makita nyo yung itsura ng sa material. Okay, balik tayo. Okay, let's continue. So, isang vector na lang yung natitira. And I think it's very important to note kung bakit ito yung hinuhuli natin. Yung pinaka-outer, no? Always, 100% of the time, tuwing magka-cut kayo ng shapes or any items sa CNC, make sure na yung pinaka-outer shape o yung cut the shape ang hinuhuli natin. Kasi kung anong order na ginawa natin yung toolpath dito, ganoon din siyang order susundin ng machine. And it's important na last lagi yung outer. Kasi pag kinat na natin tong outer, hindi na natin makakat ng maayos lahat na nasa gitna kasi magalaw na siya. Pwedeng matanggal na siya. Naintindihan nyo? So, unahin muna natin lahat ng graphics, shapes, o kung ano man nasa loob ng pinakamalaking shape, and then we cut the biggest shape. So, yung biggest shape natin, tinatawag natin na cut. So, in this case, sige, close na natin itong text profile. Gawa ulit tayo ng profile ulit. So, profile ulit. Tapos, since cut na siya, sagad ulit. So, 16 mm ulit tayo na cutting depth. And mill 4 mm pa din. But this time, outside na tayo, 'di ba? Mag-agree ba kayo? Kasi gusto natin accurate size naman itong rectangle na to. So dapat nasa labas yung cutting tool para hindi niya masira yung shape na yan. So outside tayo. Again, please take note, very important, kapag hole ang ginagawa natin, inside tayo. Kapag cut, outside tayo. Okay? Select natin yung vector. Select open, select closed. Only on selected layers. Cut. Pangalanan natin ng cut yung layer para tayo makalimot. And then, important pa rin to add tab. Always add tab for cuts and holes. So, 4 mm, 6 mm, edit tab. Siguro ngayon, 4 na natin para all sides meron. Add tab. Again, pwede nyo itong i-drag, pwede nyo i-dagdagan, whatever. Pero sige, hayaan na natin na 4 lang. Ang advice ko lang when making tabs, iwasan yung magkaroon ng tab sa corner. Bakit? Halimbawa yung mga ganyang corner. Bakit? Kasi yan yung tabs na mahirap tanggalin, mahirap linisin. Kasi what would happen is, ito, butas ito continuously, tapos may tab dito, di ba? So, pwede tayo magsingit ng saw o lagari dito para maputol ito. Pero itong corner, medyo mahirap siyang putulin ng lagari kasi you have to be coming from both sides pa. So, alisin natin lahat ng corner. Make sure lang na merong lahat ng side may tab. You can actually decide kung saang tab nyo siya ilalagay or saang portion nyo ilalagay yung mga tabs nyo. Just make it sensible na uniformly, at least seemingly distributed. Walang portion na magle-let loose. No? So, okay, sige. And, yan na yun. Meron tayong 4 tabs. So, close na yan. And then, we can calculate na. So, again, same warning. Sa whole, it will cut through. Of course, it will. So, we set okay. And then, preview again. So, yan. Now, you will see the entire shape, no, or the entire project na gusto nating mangyari. Kung gusto nyo ulitin, you can reset yung preview, tapos preview all para makita niya pati yung order kung paano niya gagawin. So, all, ayan. Okay, so there you have it. You have yun yung magiging finished product nyo actually kung gusto nyo. Okay, balik natin sa normal. Kung gusto nyo ma-calculate kung ano yung total time, close muna natin to. Pwede natin actually ma-estimate. Ito, meron tayong estimated machining time. So, check natin, click natin to. Ayan, so sinasabi dito, ang total machining time is 3 minutes, 48 seconds, 25 seconds sa whole, 1 minute 7 sa pocket, 33 seconds sa text, 1 minute 43 seconds sa cut. Pero I would kumbaga be a little pessimistic about it. Usually, masyadong mabilis yung estimate dito. Mas mabagal yung actual. Lalo na nagsiscale down tayo ng speed sa machine. So at least, you can use this to compare with each other na lang sa mga classmates nyo. Halimbawa, pwede nyo makita kung sino yung magiging mas mabilis. Tapos pag nakita nyo na yung kanya, so alam nyo na mas mabagal yung inyo ng konti doon. Something like that. Then, sige, close na natin to. So now, tapos na tayo. Now, we have to tell the machine, the CNC, na ito yung gagawin niya. So, kumbaga, design pa lang to, hindi naman maiintindihan ng machine yung design. What the machine understands is a set of codes, di ba, or commands. So, ang gagawin natin, isi-save natin tong mga toolpath. So, ito yon, itong logo na may diskette, this is save toolpath. So, save toolpath. Tapos, ang i-output niya, lahat ng visible toolpath. So, make sure na naka-check lahat. So, check hole, check pocket, check text, check cut. Kung ano yung order dito, ganun order niya rin ika-cut yan. Kung nagkamali kayo, pwede nyo namang ibahin yung order. Paglaruan nyo na lang gamitin nyo to. Pero ideally, yun yung order natin, basta laging huli yung cut. Okay, so dito, check nyo rin to, output all visible toolpaths to one file. Kasi pwedeng separate file sila kung hindi yan naka-check. No? Pwedeng isang file para sa pocket, isang file para sa whole, pwedeng ganun. Pero gusto natin minimum interruption. So tuloy-tuloy lang siya, isang file lang lahat ng commands na lalabas. So ito yung order, whole, pocket, text, cut. And then, sa file type, hanapin nyo ito, gcode mm.tap. Sobrang dami kasing pwedeng file format yung isi-save kasi this software, itong VCarve, can be used for different types of CNC machine. So for our case, yung nasa lab natin, ang na-recognize niya na file type ay gcode mm.tap. So piliin nyo to. Then click Save Toolpath. Advice, gamit kayo ng short na file name kasi yung CNC machine natin, limited lang yung characters na kaya i-display. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 6 characters lang. So, name it something short. So for my case, siguro pangalan na lang natin ng, I don't know, Bino, maybe. Bino. So, let's set it at Bino. So, this will be bino.tap. Save. Okay. So, yung TAP na yon, ito yung program na ilalagay natin sa CNC machine. Okay. If you can, if I may use the same analogy, di ba kinompare natin itong software na to, itong VCarve as Microsoft Word, di ba? And then, itong pag-save nyo ng toolpath, that is, kumbaga, parang sinave nyo siya as PDF, which would be recognizable by other computers kahit wala silang Microsoft Office, di ba? So, pero kung kayo nag-save ng PDF, tapos may mali pala, kailangan meron din kayong kopya ng Word file, correct? Di ba? Dapat nakasave pa rin yung Word file nyo para pwede nyo pa rin i-edit since in case nagkamali kayo. So, in our case, ganun din. Meron na tayong .tap. Pero kung yung TAP lang na yun, hindi na natin yun mai-edit kasi program na yun. So, what we do is, ito, mag-save pa rin tayo ng copy. Meron siyang sarili. So, file, save, or save as. Actually, pwede rin yung button dito. And then, this will be, pangalanan ko lang din siya, this will be Bino .crv. Ayan, .crv. So again, yung Bino, sorry, yung Bino.crv, ang similarity niya or analogy niya would be the Microsoft Word, editable format, pwede niyong balikan, pwede niyong i-edit ulit. Yung .tap, ito yung most, kumbaga more recognizable file format, maintindihan siya ng machine natin, pero hindi niyo na siya mai-edit. So, kaya kailangan pareho yung sinesave, yung .tap tsaka yung .crv. So, for example, nagkamali kayo dun sa bino.tap, pwede nyo pang i-edit itong bino.crv and then edit nyan, save nyo lang ulit siya as .tap. Pwede nyo override yung bino.tap or maybe use a separate file like halimbawa 2bino.tap or 3bino.tap. I put the revision number dun sa start kasi para mas madaling makita dun sa maliit na display ng CNC machine. Okay? So, in your case, kung ano man yung na-save nyo na output, please save it as your surname. Save nyo as surname yung .crv and then .tap. Tapos yun yung, kahit yung .crv lang yung i-upload nyo dun sa Google Classroom submission portal na ginawa ko. Okay? Sige. So, I hope you learned much. Kung may questions pa kayo, you can ask me in class or ask your classmates. For now, rewind nyo tong video na to para mabalikan nyo kung meron kayong hindi naintindihan. And I'll see you sa next meeting. Thank you. Bye-bye!